this game kind of felt like a make or break in terms of the league campaign going into the next few months. And I know it sounds really, really weird saying that in September, but where Madrid are right now, obviously where Madrid could be is untouchable. If Madrid get to their 100% potential with the squad they have, no one's getting near them. But where they are now compared to where they were at the start of the season, where they were drawing against Mallorca and Las Palmas, in just a couple of weeks, they've really turned it around. And their first game of the Champions League showed that. And you obviously can't say the same for Barcelona. Lost 2-1 away from home at Monaco. And this game was, for me, the first real test in La Liga. I think they're like the third highest scoring team in La Liga. You come into that game after the Monaco game. If you lose this game and now Madrid are only 1 point behind you, that changes things a lot. And not only was it a massive game because of that, but because of this as well. But also play 4 games in 10 days. This schedule, with the injuries we have, should kill a team. The fact that we're managing to stay perfect in La Liga, obviously we lost the game against Monaco, but because of a red card, I think if that doesn't happen, we still might have dropped points in that game, but who knows what could have happened in that game. We play Getafe on Wednesday, Osasuna away, which is a very tough game on Saturday, and then on Tuesday, it's Champions League again. Any other team would have to rotate. You can't play the same starting 11 with 6 games in 2 weeks. And when you look at the injuries that we have, pretty much every injury is a starting caliber player. 8 starting caliber players out, and you expect us to rotate for all of these games. But let's look at the starting 11 that lined up yesterday. Ter Stegen in goal, Gerard Martin at left back. For me, no problem at all. Balde has to rest. He's very injury prone. He's still very young, and like that schedule I showed you earlier, he can't be playing all those games. Koundé as the other fullback, Sergio Dominguez and Inigo Martinez as the centre back pairing. This was another controversial decision because Pau Cubarsi's never been injury prone, so I don't understand the need to do this in this game, resting one of the centre backs for sure. But bringing in Sergio Dominguez for Pau Cubarsi, who's played literally 88 minutes this season. He came on against Valladolid. Yeah, he did. He played 30 minutes against Valladolid, and this was a massive game to give him his starting debut. But in the midfield, Eric Garcia, Pedri as the holding midfielders, Pablo Torre, who had an amazing game. I'll talk more about that later. And then the usual stuff, front three: Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine. Now this is what I don't understand. Pau Cubarsi not starting because he's 17. You don't wanna put too much like strain on his body this early in the season. Calm. So why not the same for Lamine, who's during international breaks is going for Spain and almost playing every minute as well, because Luis de la Fuente doesn't believe in resting players. Lamine's playing 90 minutes literally every 2-3 days. He's been doing that for a month and a half now, and he's gonna keep doing it. We've seen the schedule. He's gonna keep doing it for the next 2 months until Christmas hits. He's gonna be doing that. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. And if I see Lamine start in this game against Getafe in midweek, I'm really gonna start to get worried about Lamine's health going forward. And I said this yesterday as well. I hope you man are happy. All those people that were getting onto Ter Stegen for one bad game, and I got onto him as well. I publicly criticized that one game. You have to look at what Ter Stegen's done for the club in the last 5-6 years, and you're gonna kill him like that because of one game. Nah, Ter Stegen in that game especially against Monaco, he came out very big with a lot of big saves. We would have lost 3-4-1 if it wasn't for him. Today, I can show you at least 2 or 3 clips of massive saves every game this season that people don't talk about, just because now it's a trend. You go on Twitter and you see people hating on Ter Stegen because he had a bad game against Monaco, and he had a bad game against Monaco in pre-season. Now people hate Ter Stegen. Now he's a shit goalkeeper. He's an amazing goalkeeper. Now we have to deal with Iñaki Peña for a whole year, or we sign a free agent goalkeeper, and the options aren't that many. You got Keylor Navas, who's 37. Keylor Navas at 37. That's still a massive downgrade from Ter Stegen. Loris Karius. I don't even have to say anything. Jordi Masip, ex-Barca goalkeeper, not good enough. And that's really it. Any other realistic options that I would see as free agents? There are none. That's really all the free agent goalkeepers. David De Gea I would have took, but he got signed up just before the start of the season. So you're looking at all of these games with Iñaki Peña, and a lot of big games as well. Buying at home in the Champions League. Madrid, literally a few days after, away from home in La Liga. Dortmund away in the Champions League. Betis away in La Liga. Atletico Madrid. This is a lot of tough games that I don't trust. I don't trust Iñaki Peña. We saw the run of games he had last season. Those 2 months with Ter Stegen was out last season pretty much solidified that we weren't going to win a trophy. And I don't want to go through that again. I know the team's very different. I know everything was Iñaki Peña's fault. But I don't want to play all these games with Iñaki Peña and go. But we're going to have to. unless we sign Keylor Navas, which is for me the only option. We're gonna have to, and I hope you man are happy because you were calling for Ter Stegen gone, and now he's gone. I'm also really happy for Eddie Garcia. After the game against Monaco, everywhere I said he's not a CDM. I don't trust him as a CDM consistently for Barca, and I still stand by that. But he's proven today he can come in and do a job in an off game. If we have this many injuries, he can come in and do the job. But who really did step up today is Pablo Torre. I'm so happy for this guy because last season he went away to Girona, and at the start of the season he wasn't getting that much playing time. I thought he was going there to be one of the best players there. We all know what Girona ended up being because when he went there, they were supposed to be fighting relegation. Then he goes there and they become a Champions League team, and what? Now he's lost his spot at another team. Hansi Flick's shown that he believes in him, and he started shit. He started this game horribly. I remember this one pass specifically where he got the ball. It was a very Dani Olmo type move. He dropped back just below Lewandowski, got the ball, spun, was gonna ping it to Rafinha, and just fucking booted it out of play. But he warmed up to the game, got more comfortable as the game went on, and ended up having an amazing game. That assist to Lewandowski was half a goal. It reminded me of the Marc Castello pass for Pedri a couple of weeks ago, and then yeah, we all saw the banger that he scored from outside the box. So, and hopefully he can keep this up because when we signed him a couple of years ago, he was coming in to be another Gavi, another Pedri, and I know that's a big ask, but he was coming in to be another young Barca midfielder that put the world on notice, and obviously that hasn't happened just yet. But if he can keep this up, if he does it in Champions League, people are gonna start finding out about Pablo Torre. I was with my friends. I was with my friends watching this game, and they were like, "Who the fuck is that?" I was like, "You're gonna find out." Hopefully he proves me right. But it just goes back to my biggest takeaway from this game. It doesn't matter what happens to this team. It doesn't matter what happened to this squad because again, look at the injuries we have, and it doesn't matter because we always have more weapons from La Masia to deploy. Every week we seem to pop out another Barca kid. He's now the next best in his position. Gerard Martinez, Sergio Dominguez. Anyone that's not a Barca fan, or even some Barca fans that aren't too in touch with, the kids coming up, they don't know who the fuck they are. They're showing that they're Barca level, and it's just ridiculous because every week another kid just comes out. Pau Victor in preseason was putting the world on notice. Marc Casado, we already know he's already turned into a starting caliber player. For me, undisputed starter. Even when Frankie comes back, Frankie's gonna have a tough time getting back into the squad. Hector Ford last season looked amazing at right back, and I think right now he's the fourth choice fullback. That's where it's become for Barca. That's why our squad depth, people say it's not there, but I think it is because it's not there as in big names. It's not Madrid or City who have Foden. City had Foden, Doku, De Bruyne, Gundogan sat on the bench the other week, and still had an amazing starting 11. We don't have that, but we have kids from La Masia that we bring on and just look like they've been playing for 5-6 years. And it's not even just the players that did play. Guillo Fernandez, he's 16, or has he just turned 17? 16. 2008. He's even younger than Lamine. People don't know about this guy, but you will soon. He's been tearing up for the academy teams for years. He's now playing with the second team. He's already scored this season, and it's not just him. The guy who's been really tearing up for the B team this season, another 16-year-old, 2008, Tony Fernandez. This guy's going to get his debut soon. At just 16, scored 2 goals the other day for the B team and hasn't played more games with the B team because he's been with the first team traveling to games. In this run of games that I've gone over time and time again, I expect him to get his debut. If he doesn't get against Getafe, if we're 4-5-0 up against Getafe, I expect him to get his debut. Especially with, wanting Lamine to get more rest. He's a player that we can rotate into that front three. And if we get these injuries gone, with the squad depth that we're getting from La Masia, not from signings, from La Masia, this team is looking really, really, really good.